Hello, good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. I'm excited today because we are diving right into our greatest hits book again. And the song that we're learning today, iconic from one of the best films of the 1990s, Lion King. We're going to be learning Can You Feel the Love Tonight? So it's going to be really good. Before we get started though, if you could do a couple things for me. If you don't mind liking and sharing this video, that helps me reach more learners who might be looking for a piano teacher like me. So we're gonna do that. Next, don't forget to subscribe, right? So subscribing is easy. It's one button. It's right below this video. So that way you can keep up with all of the piano lessons that I have in my library, as well as any of the new ones that are coming up, okay? Wonderful. Next, we are going to mention our lovely Discord server. So Discord is that place where my piano learning community lives. This is where you get to post videos of your piano learning, and I will give you feedback on how you are doing. We have our practice challenge going on right now for this month, and I would love to see you participate. So hop onto the Discord server and we'll see you there, okay? Great. And then finally, we have our lovely Patreon page, right? So I operate on Patreon because this is where I make my income, right? So if you want to support these lovely lessons that I keep bringing to you guys every week, I would love the financial pledge that you can make on Patreon. Just pick a tier that works for you. It could be $5, it could be $20. You just give what you can. That way I know you are part of my super exclusive patrons list, and I love to see your name there, okay? All right, great. Let's get started. All right. So we are going to look here. There it goes. Okay, we're going to take a look here at our book, right? Pull it out. We're going to look on page 22 and 23. You're going to see, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Okay. Now, some great information about this here. We're going to look at the very beginning of our piece. I see that the tempo marking is written as slowly, but with a steady beat. Okay. You want to make sure that that beat is consistent throughout this piece. Okay. The time signature. We're in 4/4 time. We're going to make sure that we keep that 4 beats a measure very steady. Okay. Our first dynamic sign is mezzo piano, so it's not super quiet, but not loud either. It's going to be a nice moderately soft, okay? Now, as far as our hand positions, I see that my very first left hand note is going to be an F, as I see it in the bass staff here, but it says we're going to use a finger 4. So making sure we start with that finger 4 there, it's naturally going to set our pinky, finger 5, on that bass clef E, okay? Our right hand will be with a finger 2 on our A, so that naturally puts us in a G position, okay? Let me switch to piano view so that you guys can see exactly where my hands are. Awesome. So there's our piano view, woohoo! Do you like my new thing here? It's super pretty. I got it in Mexico City when I was visiting. So left hand, like I said, we have a finger 4 on our bass clef F. So I'll put my finger 4 there. My pinky naturally falls on my bass clef E, and I'm actually going to rest my left hand finger 1 thumb on my middle C. My right hand, I'm going to put in a G position because my very first note for the right hand is going to be a finger 2 on that A, okay? So before we begin, I'm going to put my left hand back down into my lap because I'm going to play the right hand first, okay? I'm going to go through counting and doing and saying my notes. And I'll be playing measure 1 all the way to measure 16, which is the end of verse 1, okay? Let's start with that finger 2. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. A, B, C, D, C, G, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, C, 2, and 3, and 4. A, B, C, C, D, C, G, stretch to E, good, up to F, E, D, hold, E, D, back to the original position. A, B, C, D, C, G, 3 and 4. A, B, C, hold. D, C, 2 and 3 and 4. A, B, C, hold. G, G, stretch up to octave. G, E, C, A, up to F. E, D, hold. E, D, 2 and 3. And that's where I'm stopping. Yeah, how did that first verse go? I know the first time is always a little bit shaky, trying to read notes, listen to what the notes are, see them on the staff moving up and down. All those tied notes also make it a little bit confusing sometimes with that counting. It's introducing some of that syncopation, right? We've seen syncopation before in some of the other songs that we've learned. So this is just another example of us to apply that learning into our piece. So let's play that right hand section one more time. Measures 1 through 16. I'm not going to say anything this time, okay? I want you to use your ears to really, really listen to the relationship between those notes on the staff, okay? You can do this. All right. And switching to piano view. Very good. All right. So I have my finger 2 on A, and I'm going to start. We're in do position here. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, so that was that right hand section for the verse. All right, we've got to do the left hand now though, okay? Luckily, the left hand is anchored in a really good position, so there's not a whole lot of moving around with it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so I'm starting with my finger 4, like was mentioned before, in my bass clef on my F, okay? I'm going to stretch my thumb up to the middle C because I see the very second note in that song is a C. So I'll naturally put my finger 5 pinky on the E. Here we go. I'm going to say the note names. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. F, C, E, G, C, F, C, E, C, G, F, C, E, G, C, F, and A. Stretch to D, G, and B. C, B, G, F, C, down to E. You'll see the pattern looks familiar, similar to the beginning. E, C, G, F, C. Then we have A and C. Now a fourth, G and C. Now another fourth, F and B flat, up to D, and a G and B natural. G, F, and that's the end of the verse 1, okay? That was the left hand. How did you do with the left hand? It can be a little tricky, especially when we start to get to like measure 14 and 15. Some of those harmonic intervals can be a little confusing because you're playing thirds and then you're playing fourths and then they're parallel fourths and then you have to skip up a little bit. That's okay. Once you've learned the notes that are part of the intervals, you'll memorize the pattern with them, okay? Remember, it's all about finding those patterns, okay? Very good. Let's go ahead and play measures 1 through 16, hands together, okay? I'm going to do it very slowly so you can follow along in your music, okay? If you want to go ahead and play either the right or the left hand with me, you can try to do that, okay? Here we go. All right, finding that position. We are here with our finger 4, left hand on F, thumb is stretched up to middle C, right hand is in G position, finger 2 on A. Here we go, I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Stopping there. So that was verse 1. Yes, I messed up. It's okay. All right. On measure 5, I think I played like a G or something random. Obviously, it was supposed to be an F, but I took the time to really look at it again and then play it correctly. So my apologies. I'm only human, right? So that's the first one, okay? Now, once we get past the first half of measure 16, it goes right into the chorus, okay? And what's great about the chorus here is we play the chorus twice, okay? It's written out here twice, which is why there's actually a page turn in this song. It's 3 pages long instead of just 2, which is typical for this book, okay? So we're going to start learning the chorus here, and we're going to learn measures 16 through 49. Okay, it's a huge chunk of this song. But once you learn the first half of the chorus, you can learn the second half of the chorus because it's related, okay? All right, I'm going to switch back to piano view. Let's get started on the right hand first, okay? Here we go. All right. So looking specifically at the right hand, we just ended with a D, right? A D here in the first half of measure 16. So we have that D, 2, 3. So from there, we do the pickup note, finger 1 on G, and up the octave to a high G. So I'm going to count off, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and go. All right, you ready? Notes only for the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, and go. G, G, E, D, hold, 2. G, E, hold, 2. C, A, hold, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. G, C, F, hold. E, D, hold. 2, 3, 4, tie. 2, rest. 4, 1, 2. A, B, C, hold. G, G, up to G, hold. E, hold. C, C, A, 3, 4. Now stopping right there because I want to just do a quick aside. This is the part where the chorus repeats, okay? So right there in the pickup note to measure 33, that's when we do the chorus for the second time, okay? I'm going to start from right there so you can hear how it sounds very similar, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and go. G, G, hold. E, D, hold, 2. G, E, hold, 2. C, A, tie, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. G, C, here's the page turn. F, hold, E, D, tie, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Rest, 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 rest. A, B, C, hold, G, 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 E, C, C, A, G, 6, A and F, 6, G and E, 6, F and D, now 5th, F and C, and then triad, F, A, C, 3, 4, down to E, G, C, 2, 3, 4, and that's where I'm going to stop. Yes, all right, so you noticed the similarities between the first time we do the chorus and the second time we do the chorus. It's a little different at the end of the second time because it sort of bridges into something called a coda, right? It's sort of like a restatement of the final thing or the final theme of the piece, right? So what did you think about that? I love the chorus of this piece. It's very beautiful. So, all right, I'm going to flip the page back because we're going to take a look at the left hand now for the chorus. We're starting at the bottom of page 1, halfway into measure 16. Okay, so find your spot. I'm going to get my hand into position and play that left hand of this piece now, okay? Measure 16 to 49. Oh, it's like a lot. All right, here we go. I'm going to find my spot. So we just played left hand, finger 4 on G, finger 2 on B natural, right? So I'll start from right there. All right, here I go. 1, 2, ready, play. G and B. G, F, B and G third, C, then to G and B, B by itself, E and A fourth, up to C. Good, now we have F and A, F, G, A, down to B and G third, up to C. Hold, now F and A, F sharp and A, that's new. G and B, hold, B, C, G and B again. B, A, G, down to F and A, hold, up to C. Good. E and G, up to C. Now we have A and C third, G and C fourth, F and C fifth, E and C sixth, open again to 7th, D and C, back to 6th, E and C, 5th, F and C, now we have an F sharp and C, very good pattern, G and B, hold, B, C, G and B, hold, G, F, okay, I'm stopping there, let me tell you why. We're playing the chorus again, right? I talked about this with the right hand. This is the part I want you to identify, that we are restating the important stuff that's going on in the chorus. So we're going to pick it up from right there again with the left hand, okay? We're doing the pickup notes. Actually, we're going to do measure 32. We're going to start on beat 1, okay? Let's do a count up and we'll start from there. Okay. All right, here we go. Starting at measure 32, we have G and B with our left hand. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. G and B, hold, E, that's not an E, that's a G. Let me start that again. Rewind. All right, here we go, measure 32. G and B, here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. G and B, hold, G, F, down to E and C, E and G, C. Good, now G and B by itself, E and A fourth, up to C, hold, then F and A, F, G, A, down to E and G, up to middle C, page turn, F and A, very good, F sharp and A, now that G and B is back, B, C, and G and B, B, A, G, then F and A third, up to C, good, E and G, up to C, nice, here we go, third, A and C, and the fourth, open it up to a fifth, then we have a sixth, open one more to a seventh, now back into the sixth, and the fifth, there's the fourth, and we're at a C. Ready? A, G, C. Hold. E, F, G, F, and A. Yes, there it is. All right. So that right there was the chorus, right? The first time we did the chorus, and then the second time we did the chorus, right? Now we have to see if we can put these hands together, okay? It's a little tricky to do this hands together with the chorus. But again, when you take the time to identify your patterns, it makes it that much easier, okay? Remember, like I was saying, all these opened it up to a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh. Like these are patterns that we're identifying in our music. So we can definitely do that in this song. It's a great song for that. So I'm going to turn the page back. We're going to start at the pickup notes to, actually we're going to start at measure 16, okay? Right where it says the word you and then the word and, okay? We're going to do right there on page 1. And I'm going to play all the way to measure 49, okay? Can't really say a whole lot when I play because there's a lot going on. So just use those ears, follow along in your music, okay? You can play this song. All right. Excellent. So starting there, we have our D. I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. And I'm stopping there. All right, good. We're making a lot of progress here. So you probably noticed, you're like, wait a second, that page turn, how did she do that without missing too much time, right? Yeah, so let me tell you something about page turns. Okay, when you have a long note in either the left or the right hand, and when I say long note, I mean something longer than a quarter note, you can use that hand to turn the page. And you can cheat a little bit by using the pedal to help you hold the sound of the note that you were playing before. Okay? Now I want you to look at the measure at the very bottom of page 23, the final measure, where it says how it's, right? The left hand has 2 half notes, right? For 2 beats, you're playing a harmonic third, and then the very next 2 beats, you're doing a half note by itself, okay? Now that half note, immediately after you play it, use the left hand to turn your page, okay? Let me show you how I'm doing this more slowly so you can see. Now I sort of fold this bottom corner, okay? You see that? And what I do, I'm going to get into position, right? We're here with our E and G. See how I did that? Yes. So right there we have our third. 1, 2. G, lift my left hand, turn the page. Okay? As you're working through this piece and that page turn, you'll find that you will be able to turn that page and get the chord that you need in time, okay? Once you memorize what's coming up after the turn, right? If we know that our right hand is playing G, C, F, I'm gonna put my pinky on that high F to prepare myself. My left hand, I have my G and C. Those chords, then I know I'm going to be able to play that page turn without it being too much of an issue, okay? Takes practice, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes page turns are the the bane of pianists' existence, right? That's why many times pianists hire a page turner. Their literal job is to sit next to the pianist and turn the pages for them so they don't have to worry about it, right? But we can sort of work it out here in our song, all right? So the last thing to learn here is our coda, or the very end of this piece from measure 49 to 58, all right? I'm not going to do this section hands apart because I think we can slow it down enough to really get into these chords that are building, okay? So let's go ahead and dive right in. The second half of measure 49, okay? Here we go. All right, so looking specifically there, we're starting just like we had in the beginning, finger 2 on our A for the right hand and finger 1 thumb on that middle C, okay? So we're starting there. I'll count off very slowly this time. 1, 2, ready, play. That's not right. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. A, C, G, there we go. Good, open to a 4th, E in your right hand, 5th, then 6th, down to G right hand. Now this opens to that 7th in the left hand and 6th in the right. 6th, 5th in the left hand. Now that 5th in the right hand with the 4th in the left. Now we have our triad. Left hand, F, G, A. Then we have C with a G and E on the right hand. C, final section was a little wordy. It's hard for me to speak when I'm playing and analyzing so many different things. So let's try that one more time. Okay, find your position. This is going to be the pickup to the halfway through measure 49. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. The ending will take some work, okay? But take it slow, okay? The first thing that this song has, it says slowly with a steady beat, okay? Now, looking at the song as a whole, there's some things I have not talked about at all yet. Pedaling. Do you see all the overlapping pedal in this piece? When you have the little caret in the pedal marking, that's called overlapping pedal. What you'll do is you'll clear out the notes from before and immediately put your foot back down, right? It's sort of like a half up, half down. And you go through that with each caret is where you lift your foot, right? And then when you reach the end of a pedal marking, that's when you lift your foot completely, right? And there's like no pedaling in some of those sections. So as you're going through, be mindful of the overlapping pedal in this piece. Anytime it sounds too watery or anything like that, it just means that you're not quite lifting your foot high enough to clear out the sound from the chord before it, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is dynamics, right? So this piece is a nice, beautiful, quiet piece, mezzo piano. It's mezzo piano through the whole first page until you get to the bottom. Then it has a crescendo, but look, it doesn't even get that loud. It gets to a mezzo forte. As you're playing through the first time through of the chorus, it even has a diminuendo, so you want to make sure that's notated. As you go through to the end of the first time through the chorus, that's where the big crescendo is, right? That's the moment, that's the climax, that's the peak of this piece, okay? Going right there into measure 33. It stays forte all the way until you get to about halfway through the first line of page 24, where it diminuendos back to mezzo piano, okay? We're going to be mezzo piano throughout this until you reach a mezzo forte at measure 49, and then you have a beautiful ritardando at the end, right? Now ritardando, you know, has nothing to do with dynamics. It's just slowing it down to the end. It's giving a signal to your audience that this is the end of the piece, okay? Yes, I think this is it for this beautiful song. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing for you, okay? Just to close out this lesson. You've done amazing. Keep working hard on it, all right? Let's switch to piano view, and I'll turn the page back, and we'll get going. Here we go. there it is. Can you feel the love tonight? Beautiful piece. I had a lot of fun learning this one today with you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember, if you need help, if you need, feedback and some tips for fingers or things like that, dynamics, pedaling, anything, join Discord, okay? That's where you can get all the help from me, okay? Thank you so much. If you want to join Patreon, I know I mentioned it at the beginning of the video and at the end of the video. This is how I make my living. So if you like the way I teach, if you want to join my patrons list and be among the elite members of my studio here, I would really appreciate that monthly pledge. Just join the link, check the link out right here, and pick something that works for you, okay? I can't wait to see you there. And last but not least, of course, subscribe. Easy thing to do, okay? Happy practicing. I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.